Hi guys, Alistair Taylor, and today we're going to talk about how to stop skying your driver. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably know what skying your driver means, but if you're not sure what it means, it's when you make your swing, and as you hit the ball just pops up in the air and goes higher than it goes forward. And unfortunately, it leaves a horrible little mark on top of your club. Now, if you've done it, it's horrible, particularly when you've got a nice new club and you leave that mark on top. But we're going to make sure after today's video that you never do it again. So, generally speaking, the correct height to tee the ball with driver is that as your club sits behind the ball, about half the ball is above the club head. And what that encourages is that because the ball's positioned forward of centre with driver, the low point of your swing is behind. Therefore, the club should be travelling up slightly as it hits the golf ball, which would help us find the middle of the club face. Now, unfortunately, if you're someone who skies the ball, you're not doing that. What you're doing is as you're swinging, you're actually hitting down on the shot and hitting down enough that there's no loft on the club and you're actually presenting the top of the club to the ball. Now, big problem I see when guys do that is their first thing they do is they change their tee height. And they change the tee. I'm using Castle tees here, so they're very preset on height. Currently got the pink, but they'll go lower. And they'll change from pink to either white or maybe yellow. And I completely understand the logic behind it. I put that there now. The ball's in the middle of the club face. It almost looks impossible to get it off the top of the club. Again, any of you guys watching, you might have gone lower and still managed to hit it off the top of your club. But for me, going lower, all it encourages is you to hit down more, which then creates a big issue with the golf swing, because from this angle, what you'll tend to see is that the golf swing goes more out and to the left, and even if we manage to hit it off the club face, we then start getting very low pulls, big fades or slices. So even though we might start striking some good shots, there's no influence on where the golf ball's going. So I'm going to give you a little tip that I want you to actually, if you sky the ball, I want you to go higher than normal. So we're going to go from pink to orange. Now I know the first time you do that, some of you will go, wow, I reckon I could get my club underneath that, move the tee and the ball just fall to the floor. Possibly, but we're not going to get you doing that. What we want you to do is we're going to nudge the ball even, slightly further forward. And in your swing, when we get to the top of your swing, we want to feel that the hands and the club go down and swing to the right more. That's going to create much more of an upward strike on the golf ball and get those straighter shots going further. So we're going to set up, ball a little further forward than normal. Feel that we swing to the right, and I'm going to try and leave the tee in the ground. Now, in practice, even if you were to top one or two shots, because you've swung up so much, I would look at that as a good thing. We're obviously not looking to see that on the golf course, but if you can get that feeling of the club working up, you're never ever going to hit one off the top of the club again. So we're going to set up, ball even further forward than normal. I even have that little bit of spine tilt that we've spoken about on the long drive video. Again, that's going to encourage to the right and up, and from there, make our swing. Perfect. So a little draw, but right out the middle of the club face, and much, much easier to strike the ball how we want with driver. So, particularly in practice for you guys, I want you to tee the ball ridiculously high, and really, really concentrate. Ball forward, and then from the top of the backswing, down and to the right, try to leave that tee in the ground. Now, when you initially go to play, you might go back to your pink tee. Got no problem with that at all, as long as you can still get that sensation that we're after. If you do hit down on one and pop it in the air though, I don't want you to revert into an old habit of teeing the ball lower and making that characteristic or fault in your swing more exaggerated again. We're going to tee it higher and really, really concentrate on picking it on off the top of the tee. Guarantee if you can do that, you'll never ever mark the top of your golf club again. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave any comments below, and I know you guys always take time to comment, and I do appreciate you commenting and watching the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hopefully see some of you guys down here at Heron's Reach in the future. Stay in contact.